Folks, we're back. This is Steve Sanson, Stephanie Phillips with another episode of Veterans in Politics. Today we have George Harris. He's a candidate for Nevada's Senate District number 8, Ocho, for Hispanic folks out there, Ocho. But before we get to Mr. Harris, Ms. Phillips.
Thank you for joining us, everybody, and thank you to our sponsors. We have Dr. Ari Nagy. He's running for Congressional District 3. His website is nagyforcongress.com, and that's F-O-R, nagyforcongress.com. Jump on his website and get in touch with him. We also have Henderson's Mayor, Michelle Romero. She's running for re-election. Her website is votemichelleromero.com. votemichelleromero.com. Get in touch with her and find out what her platform is all about. Also, we have Cody K. Whipple. He's running for Congressional District 4. His website is codykforcongress.com, and that is the number 4. codykforcongress.com. Jump on his website and get in touch with him. Also, don't forget to grab your copy of Steve's book, How to Navigate Nevada's Family Court System. If you are a litigant in family court and you don't have an attorney and you can't afford one, you're going to want to grab a copy of this book. It's a self-help book. You can get a copy on Amazon. It is $14.99, and this will help you navigate that court system. Also, we have a merch store. It's VIPImerch.com, VIPImerch.com. There's all kinds of fun things for you guys to check out there. And also, don't forget to grab your tickets to our Valentine's Ball. It is February 7th of 2026, and we have early bird tickets on sale for 2 more weeks, and there is a limited supply of those. So if you want to save some money, jump on and grab your tickets in the next couple of weeks, and we look forward to seeing you there. Have you gotten your Valentine's tickets yet?
I haven't.
Well, George, you better jump on there. And you can get the link on veteransinpolitics.org. Is that right?
I did go to it 2 years ago.
We have it every 2 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I went
it's every other year.
I went to it when it was at the South Point,
Yeah.
and it was actually really good. I had a good time.
This year or in February, it's going to be at Suncoast this time.
Oh,
So,
Suncoast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're giving everybody a little love.
Little love. I like that.
Yeah. So that's it. I still can't think of that
Rant?
that rant that we were talking about yesterday, but anyway, we have lots to talk to George about. So
Mr. Harris.
Well, young man, hello. How are you?
Good. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. It's very kind.
Could you give us a bio?
I'm a 64-year-old retired CEO of a place called Ahern. I've lived
Heavy equipment people?
the heavy equipment people. They sold out to United, and Don got the greatest payday of all time.
It was like a mega Powerball.
It was
Mega
Powerball
Millions.
jackpot.
$2.4 billion. It was a Powerball.
without any taxes, the sole ticket owner.
Oh no, he paid $423 million in taxes because I had to listen to it for a month straight.
wow, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. But don't feel bad because he's still.
Oh, we don't feel bad at all. He's got plenty of leftovers.
He's got plenty of leftovers.
That's
I've
a lot
lived-
of taxes. You shouldn't pay taxes anymore.
I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I've lived here my entire life. I have 3 kids. I'm quite controversial.
Really?
I'm an unapologetic conservative, and I like to debate the issues with people. Unfortunately, some folks don't like to do that. They like to be angry at the world, and what are you going to do? All you have to do is say, God bless you.
When was the last time you ran for public office?
Oh, I used to own, so I owned a bunch of restaurants. I owned La Madonna, Mundo, Mingo. And when I owned Mundo, I ran for mayor. And I think I came in 4th place or 3rd place. And I spent $28,000, and I was sick to my stomach.
You ran against Carolyn Goodman's
Yep.
first run.
Well, and Carolyn's the one who told me to run because she wasn't going to run. And then I was already into the thing almost 2.5 months. And then she decided to run because they had a disdain for Chris June Kiliani, who I don't have a disdain for. I think she's a nice lady. I don't agree with her politically on anything, but a nice lady. So I ran and I spent $28,000 something. And I think I either came in 3rd or 4th place. And I was sick to my stomach because I spent $28,000. I said, And then I found out Victor Chartiel, who defeated me, spent $2.2 million.
Oh,
And
wow.
Miss Goodman spent $2.1 million. And Christian Kiliani spent $1.6 million. And I think if I spent just another $10,000, I would have been married. It was different. So, but I had a lot of fun, and that's all I was. Look, I care about our city. I care about this state. I dream and love this state. I've lived here. I told you I've lived here my whole life. I love the desert.
So if I told you placed sixth, what
No,
would you
I
say?
didn't place sixth.
2,509 votes, 5.18%. The total placement,
Who beat me?
sixth overall. Carolyn Goodman came in first.
Yep.
Christian Kiliani came
Second.
in second. Larry Brown came in third.
Oh, that's right. The Larry Brown was
I
a
didn't know there were that many in that race.
Victor
Chartiel.
Chartiel came in fourth. Stephen Ross
Hmm.
came in
He was a
fifth.
city councilman, and I came in sixth. Okay, I came in sixth.
You came in sixth.
Look, it was a long time ago. I'm old.
well,
but-
you got more votes in your city race than a lot of people had in the whole state race.
Oh, wow.
So
that makes me
you-
feel
you
good.
Look at it like that.
I
right?
am looking at it like that.
There you
Is
go.
that the only office you've run for before?
No, I ran for state assembly when I got out of the military because I thought they were going to incorporate East Las Vegas into a city. And I thought that was the dumbest idea I had ever heard. The only dumber idea I've ever heard in my entire life is to give $1.5 billion over a 10-year period to Universal and Sony movie studios to build a studio here in my neighborhood and give them $120 million a year in transferable tax credits. And I would love to talk about that, but
What's your neighborhood?
I live up on 215 and Town Center.
Okay.
I live in the only trailer in South.
And you were also the Republican Party county chairman at one.
I was a
time in
Republican
your
Party
life.
county chairman. I was the Republican state finance chairman. When I was the county chairman, it was during Newt Gingrich's year when we had the contract with America.
What year was that?
That was a long time
A
ago.
long time, like 1996, 95, I think. Because you're going to go. So just look it and tell me, because I don't remember.
He doesn't remember.
I don't. And I would just remember good things. When I was chairman, that year we had a 21-21 split in the assembly. And it's the first time in Nevada history. And by the way, I've made a lot of historical things in what I do. And that was the first time in history that they had split even. They had two speakers. Each committee had two chairmen. It was fun. And it was all because of Clark County and how we walked the streets. And then another thing I'm very proud of, I'm one of the architects of the voter ID. I did that with David Gibbs. If you all know David Gibbs, he's a retired
course.
colonel from the Air Force.
Mhm.
And our first language, we didn't think was great. And I said, David, I thought I did a great job. And he goes, you didn't. And he went to a bunch of states that had passed voter ID already. And he went to Ken Paxton in Texas and said, hey, would you take a look at our language? And Attorney General Paxton fixed our language, wrote it, sent it up here and said, this should get you guys through. And then Hillary Clinton's attorney sued us.
Why?
For what?
Because that's what they do. It's called lawfare. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. They just sue you to suck money out of your thing. So the first time we did voter ID, we got sued and we lost and we ran out of money, so it died.
Mhm.
And then the next cycle came up and I said, hey, Dave, I think we should do it again. He goes, I'm not doing that again. What, are you crazy? And I said, okay, well, let me come over to the house and we'll talk. And I go over to his house and Dave loves cigars. So if you ever need something from Dave, you give him a nice cigar and a nice little rock glass of whiskey, get 2 or 3 drinks into him and say, if your wife says it's okay, will you do it? Of course I will. And I went in and said, Kat, can Dave do this? She goes, I don't give a shit what you two crazy people do. And I cursed, but I just curse. I'm a cursing cursing.
That's okay.
So Dave agreed to do it a second time, and we went out. I went out, raised money. I spent a lot of my own money, and we got the signatures. No one thought we'd ever get signatures.
Mhm.
And I will tell you guys, I ran out of money. And I called Joe Lombardo and I said, Joe, I'm out of money. And we're about 27,000 signatures short.
Mhm.
I said, I need you to help out and put money together for us.
How much
And-
you needed?
He paid. He 4 days went past. Those, Joe and I don't agree with Joe's handlers. I think they're a danger to democracy, and they're all lobbyists. Sugar and salt. Just so you guys know, sugar and salt look exactly the same.
We would love to know which
Yeah.
handlers because there's so many.
Well, there's Ryan Irwin. There's Cherry, the kid Cherry. I'll go through the night. I'll mention all of them, and I have no problem naming names. When people are a threat to taxpayers, look, I'm 64 years old and retired. I don't need anything. I got a nice little retirement, and
You got nothing to lose, so you're putting
I am
yourself
going to
out.
represent taxpayers, and I'm
Yeah.
going to go up and put some adult supervision into the whole equation, because we don't have any adult supervision. What we have is a lot of lawyers, we have a lot of activists, and we have a lot of government employees in the legislature, and they all have their own agendas, and they don't have the agenda of the people they represent. I'll give you a prime example, and I wish you guys would invite her on. I don't think she's got the guts to come on, but I wish you would invite Heidi Kasama on your show. Heidi Kasama is the worst kind of politician and elected official you can have. She governs like a Democrat. She tells everybody she's a conservative Republican. She's not. She got up there. She told me to my face at an event. I said, "Hey, you're not supporting this movie studio thing, are you?" "Absolutely not. I'd never support that in a million years." Got up there, was one of the first votes to vote for it.
Wasn't the governor supporting it?
Governor, it was on his agenda. So when you have a special session, there is an agenda. The only one that can set the agenda is the governor. No one else can set the agenda, unless during the session you can get 2/3 to vote to add stuff to the agenda. And so it was the governor's bag of shit, and he's got to carry it. And I will tell you, with all that said, we disagree on that issue. That's all. I support Joe Lombardo, and I'll tell you why. Because the alternative will dismantle our state piece by piece. Aaron Ford is a dangerous, dangerous human being.
It'll be worse than Sisolak.
It would make Sisolak look like he was like, oh, this guy's pretty reasonable.
Child's play.
You know? So
Pretty reasonable.
He was a Newsom copycat.
he just a terrible human being.
Aren't you the editor for Liberty Watch
I'm
magazine?
the publisher and editor for Liberty Watch magazine. We're 24 years old.
Mhm.
We are the state's golden conservative magazine. We don't pull punches. We tell the stories the way they are. And some people love me for it, and some people hate me for it. And look, you guys, I only care about one thing. I care about our state. I care about how we manage our state. In my case, I'm running against a nice woman named Marilyn Dondero Loop. Okay, as a human being, she's probably pretty nice. Our politics don't mix. She's far, far left. Now, she's been in office, I think, for 16 years. And when she went in office as an assembly person, at one point, she was chairman of education. Okay, now, to explain to everybody, because there's always a misunderstanding when you talk about the legislature and the county commission. So the legislature is policy. It's policy for the state. County commission and city council is potholes. It's to fix. So I always tease and say, do you do policy or potholes? I'm a policy guy. And what that means is every subgroup in the state, every city, every county, the only reason they're there is because the state charters them to be there. Okay? So at the state level, there should be adult supervision. There should be well thought out plans when they decide to do things, because when you do things wrong, you have unintended consequences. And in our case, the unintended consequences, like for this movie studio, would have been a disaster. Now, do you guys know what's the AI actress's name? Tilly Holland. Gosh, I'm sorry. Can you ask what the actress's name? It's an AI actress. Her first name's Tilly. So somebody is making a lot of money, and I'm assuming that it's the governor's guys, Ryan Irwin and Peter Knott and Billy Vasiliadis and all these lobbyists who have way too much power, way too much influence over the thing. And they sat down and they said, come and listen to my story about a man named Joe. He was totally against the movie studio. And then one day he was sitting in a meeting and all the boys from Brazil stood up and said, hey, it's time we get greedy. We need to make money. Because in off session, they have to have a way to make money. So they all got behind this movie studio. I cannot tell you, and I cannot emphasize, what an absolute failure of an idea this was and how bad it would have been for the state. So the movie studio made it clear, we're not coming unless we get these transferable tax credits, okay? Now, transferable tax credits. So the word tax is in there. Mm-hmm. So when you hear the word tax, who do you think pays it?
We do.
That's exactly right. So I've had all these people ask me when I go speak to them and stuff, and they said, well, I don't understand what explain to me what a transferable tax credit is, like I'm a 4-year-old. I said, okay, here we go. Pretend that you get a coupon in the mail from Netflix. And that coupon gives you $100 off on your next bill. So Steve's got this coupon, it's giving $100 off on his next bill. But Steve doesn't have Netflix, but his sister Stephanie does.
He can transfer it.
So he calls her and says, babe, I got a certificate here from Netflix, $100 off on your next bill. You give me $50, I'll give you the thing, and you cash it in. Mm-hmm. Now, who loses in that scenario? Netflix, because Netflix is marketing. It's a marketing thing. Now, let's put it together with this Hollywood studio. The state issues $1.5 billion in transferable tax credits, $121 million a year, and they give them to the studios. And the studios every year takes 120 million transferable tax credits and gives them to who? Stephanie, quick.
I get them.
Casinos. Casinos. In our case, either Caesars or MGM. Why? Because both of them, they're all in financial trouble because they've done some dumb things. So they get this transferable credit and they pay them half of the 120 million. They take the rest and they take the full credit on their taxes. Mm-hmm. Who pays in that scenario?
We do.
You do.
Yep.
Guess what? The state doesn't have, not only does the state not have 1.5 billion, the state doesn't have $120 million to give away. So it was a dumb idea. Now, what intensifies the dumb idea? You have this thing. Did you find her name, Tilly? Did it show up?
Well,
okay. It's okay.
This is what it shows.
Who is the AI actress, Tilly? What is her last name? Sorry, guys. They gave me my phone. So, Tilly Norwood.
Tilly Norwood is an AI-generated actress created by Zakaya.
There it
The
goes.
project is spearheaded by Elena van der
Okay.
Velden.
So, Tilly Norwood is a famous actress who has appeared in movies. So why do I tell you this idea is so stupidly intensified? Because since the pandemic, I believe the numbers, I don't know what the exact number is because he's going to look up everything I say. But I can promise you, people going to the movie theaters is in the toilet. No one's going to movie theaters anymore because everybody's streaming. Everybody's watching stuff at home, okay? They're watching Tilly Norwood, okay? They want to build movie studios here. The movie studios in California can't survive right now, okay? This was just another way that they could put cash flow in their pocket. Mm-hmm. And why don't you need it? Because the AI is ruining the movie industry, absolutely ruining it. And it'll destroy the movie industry for live people. No more George Clooney's. But that's not true. There will be George Clooney. George will be made an avatar. They only need 2 minutes of your voice. It'll look just like him. They'll do everything on the computer, and he'll be paid a fee for his likeness.
Mhm.
But you will see over a 5-year period, a lot of Tillys come out. And then they will get rid of all those big stars, George, all of them, Sean, all those people that are playing movies now will no longer be relevant because it'll all be AI. Because that's what we are going to. That is what technology is moving us to. Some people are petrified by it. I find it exciting, okay? Because they can make an avatar of me and I won't age another day. And I can be here forever, and I like that.
So in Senate District 8, where is that?
Senate District 8 is basically 215 Town Center, then all the way over to Summerlin Hospital, all the way down to Durango, and all the way up to the Ridges.
Have you walked it yet? Or
I have walked 2 neighborhoods because I'm doing test walk. In January, I have about six Republican clubs that are going to help me walk. You know,
what are the issues are you finding out what's going on?
well, my issues, because I'm actually pretty well informed. I'm not trying to be arrogant, but you know, I said and got in a lot of trouble for it. So look, again, I want to tell you how important it is that we reelect Joe. And Joe Lombardo. And I do not care. I don't want to hear any nonsense about, oh, he did this. I don't care. Because the alternative is like nuclear waste. So we need to elect a bunch of me's to make Joe a better Republican.
A bunch of yous.
A bunch of me's.
Didn't he do pretty good this time with everything he vetoed and last time?
No, last time he did well. He
Not
should have
this
never
time?
called the special session. It was a total disaster, embarrassment.
It's a waste of money.
But he did that,
For-
in my opinion, just to
for his boy.
appease the Hollywood.
No, he
People.
did that. No, I think he did it for his handlers. I told you, sugar and salt look exactly the same. The governor is listening to the wrong people, period.
He's listening to salt, not sugar.
He's listening to salt and not sugar. I would be considered sugar in this case. You're right.
He needs to listen to the people. There's a lot of Republicans that
Listen,
are mad at him.
a lot of people are angry because
Yeah.
they didn't put school choice on the agenda. And they were told, well, we're not putting it on the agenda because it's going to fail. Absolutely, it was going to fail. We know that. But then we had every Democrat on record voting against school choice. Why wouldn't you do it? He had a great crime bill. The Democrats gutted his crime bill. They gutted it. And he ended up being a crappy crime bill. So after we won, I sent out to about 4,900 mail pieces to the neighborhood that was most affected by the movie studio where people live there. And let me tell you, those people got loud. So I was hated for doing that. And we had put so much pressure on the Republican Senate that they didn't have the votes, and it died in special session.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are very angry at me. And then I said, well, listen, I'm a pretty smart guy. I was the CEO of a big company. I can navigate really important stuff and provide adult supervision. What is the thing that's facing the state the most that's going to destroy us within the next 24 months? Energy independence. Okay? California, who we know California is like a bowl of cereal. Okay? You got your fruits, your nuts, and what's left over is flakes. Okay? It's just crazy people. And they are going to close down another gas refinery. It's going to happen. They've already announced it. They said they're going to do it. They don't care. Gas is going to go to $8 to $8.50 a gallon. I wrote about it. And I said, wow, this is crazy. So we have one straw coming in from Utah and all the rest of our fuel comes in from California. So I said, since apparently we have $1.5 billion in transferable tax credits, okay, and now you watch, when my idea comes effect and I say, let's do this $1.5 billion in tax credits, they're all going to go, absolutely not. We don't have that kind of money. I wrote a piece in Liberty Watch, and I proposed that we build our own refinery in the center of the state in Lund, Nevada, because we have oil fields in Lund. I don't know if you guys know that. We have oil fields in the center of Nevada. and that we build a transfer station in West Wendover, and we bring 2 more straws in from Utah, and then connect up and have transfer stations. So we have 3 straws. Now we're not going to be affected as much. Okay. And call me crazy, but just to build the transfer station will create about 1,900 jobs for 2 years. To build a refinery will create about 11,000 jobs for 5 years, and then create about 5,000 permanent jobs.
I heard this scenario and idea in the last cycle from an assembly candidate.
One of my candidates. I've been floating this idea for probably 6 years, and nobody listens because they all know everything. And I said, don't listen to me. I'm just a guy who runs a company. And by the way, when gas goes to $8 a gallon, every one of you guys are going to get fired. I don't care who you are, because we have too many people that their agenda that are elected right now, that their agendas are their agendas and not the agendas of taxpayers. That's my only agenda. I'm retired. I'm on Social Security. Oh, here's something funny. I always like to throw this in. I told you I've lived here my whole life. I got a lot of Democrat friends. And they told me that Miss Lou had a meeting with, and one of my friends was there, and she was up saying, and he's going to take your Social Security away. Now, oh yeah, because they just make stuff up. So I want everybody to be assured about one thing. One, there's no state senator or anybody at the state level that can affect your Social Security. It can only be done at Congress. 2, I'm on Social Security. Why would I get rid of your Social Security? So that's, do you want to get off politics and talk about something?
No, I
cool?
want to know what accomplishments are you most proud of, either political or
My
in
kids.
your entrepreneurs?
My kids. It's my best accomplishment.
Okay.
I created 3 fantastic human beings, and they're all 3 successful.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them's in school in Purdue right now.
Okay.
19. That's what I'm proud of.
So, what BDRs are you willing to take up to Carson City?
Well, let me
And
tell
why?
you. I had a meeting with
Bill draft requests. Those.
Oh, that's BDR's Bill Draft. I had a meeting.
Tell Billadu.
I had a meeting with Dr. Robin Titus. She's the leader of the Republican Senate. And I told them, I said, listen, if you guys endorse me, I'm going to run on your endorsement. If you don't endorse me, I'm going to run on the fact you didn't endorse me. I'm only going to bring adult supervision to the legislature. And she asked me, well, what are you going to do for that? What bills are you going to do? So I said, truthfully, I'm not going to introduce any bills. No, I will. I'll introduce a bill that says if you introduce a bill, you got to get rid of 10 laws. Okay? But now I told you I'm involved, I'm thinking. And so each senator gets five BDRs. And the first one I would submit is to provide an avenue and an ability to build a transfer station for fuel and for fuel independence. Then I would submit a bill to have school choice, and I'm talking universal school choice, not nonsensical school choice. I'm talking black kids, brown kids, white kids, Asian kids, Jewish kids, where you go to their parents and you give them a choice of where they want to go. Because the crappy...
Were they trying to exclude some?
Oh, yeah. They've been doing
Who were
that.
they trying to exclude last time?
Brown and black kids, of course. I mean, come on, please. And you're going to get tons of, oh, that's just not true. It's 100% true. We need universal school choice. We have to fix the school system. And I'm telling you, the only way to fix the school system is through choice. That's it. Because we have to be competitive. We've got to get away from craziness. I will submit, I will advocate, I will discuss, and I will debate that we have no biological males in female sports.
Amen to that.
I get viscerally angry. You know, I got a granddaughter, but I get viscerally angry when soccer moms come up to me and they tell me my daughter was on a volleyball team and they would have been in third place, but since the other team had biological males, and this happens a lot in Nevada. They're going to tell you it doesn't. It happens a lot. They went from third and they got kicked out of the tournament.
They shouldn't even be allowed to play.
Nationwide, I was told that over 1,700 young females lost scholarships due to having to compete with biological males. It's repugnant. It's stupid. I get angry about it when I talk about it, and it's going to stop because that's what adult supervision is. Okay. If you want to play sports and you're a boy, then you play in boy sports. Okay. You don't, because you can't compete in boy sports. You don't go say, oh, I'm going to throw a dress on and identify as a woman, because that's mostly what most of them are doing. Okay. So that's a very tough subject. So there's 2. So now I have 5. There's 2. Let's talk about something else so they can drop in my head, because I actually have 3 more.
Okay, tell us this, George. You've been around here a long time.
Mhm.
You've been in politics,
Mhm.
very involved. Why do the Republicans keep losing? How come we cannot get that legislature back? We lose down ballot. Why is that? For what, the past 10, 15 years?
Well,
How does that work?
a couple of years ago, we had total control of the legislature. And then
Oh, yeah? How's that?
we had total control. We had Senate and
2 years ago?
no, a couple of years ago when
When
Sandoval was Sandoval
That
was the
wasn't a
governor.
couple years ago.
No, it was a couple of years ago. A few years ago.
It's a few years
It's
ago.
like
It was not
3
2 years ago.
No, I didn't say
We
2
had-
years. I said a couple of years. Like, okay, I see. Because
Tell
you're
me.
like him. You're over here
Tell
holding
me.
a
No, no,
couple
no.
means 2.
Yeah, I mean,
It was
Sandoval-
more than a few.
Sandoval was how many years?
We've
was
had
Sandoval
Lombardo
governor?
4 years. We've had Sisolak 4
Okay,
years.
so 10 years ago.
Sen-
10 years
more
ago,
than that.
Brian Sandoval, who when he started, you would have said, "Hey, this guy's a good Republican because he made good decisions." And then he got there, and everybody found out it was all a rouge, and he's a pretty liberal guy. Now, here's the problem.
well, you know, Harry Reid recruited him.
Well, here's the problem, though.
So that was a decade ago.
We had a full assembly. Jim Merchant was in the assembly when we had the.
That was 14,
okay.
2014. So tell me, but
so
since then,
I'm explaining to you. So
Yeah.
we had a full, and then they went and they voted for the largest tax increase in state history. And what I find hilarious is Marilyn Kirkpatrick stood up and said, "I've been fighting for this tax for 20 years. If I would have known to let the Republicans do it, I would have put the Republicans in charge a long time ago." And then we just got wiped out the next cycle.
Don't forget driver's license for illegals.
And driver's license for undocumented people,
Mhm.
and just all this crazy stuff where they don't see the unintended
Yeah,
consequences.
the Republicans had the governor's office, they had the Senate, and they had
and
the Assembly.
And
And
listen,
they just pissed it away.
Republicans
You pissed it away.
Republicans
That's what
will
you did.
never pass up an opportunity to pass up an opportunity.
I know. And that's
So
a
now
shame.
we have Republicans. We have Brian Hibbets. We have the kid that was just appointed by the governor, Heidi Kasama.
Carrie Buck.
Not Carrie Buck, because Carrie Buck actually voted against all of it. She went up there.
Oh, I thought you were just naming Republicans.
no,
in
I'm
there.
telling you that
Oh.
Republicans that are not Republicans.
Oh,
they
you're
govern as
talking about
Democrats
Ron-
right now.
Oh, you're talking.
It's not even
Rhino.
rhinos.
Oh, I
They
got you.
govern
Okay.
as Democrats.
All right.
And I'm fine. If you want to govern as a Democrat, God bless you, change your party. So you're going to see a lot in this cycle. You're going to see a lot of primaries, and you're going to see a lot more caring people get elected that believe in what they believe, and they're going to go up there and they're going to make quality decisions for the taxpayers of the state of Nevada.
We can't even win federal seats, though. So,
Well, look,
I mean, it's
first of all, the state has been gerrymandered. But this is the greatest opportunity we've had in a long time, and I'll tell you why. So there's look, if we're not going to pull any punches here, I'm telling you, we're in trouble. Unless you are a conservative and you talk about your values and you stay to your values. So to win in a primary, people are going to have to talk about their values, okay? And they're going to stay with their values.
Mhm.
But here's what we have now. In the general election coming up, there is no president. on the ballot. There is no state Senate on the ballot. And none of the, I'm sorry, you can disagree with me, but none of the congressional races will lift the tide. So what are you going to have in the general election? You're going to have the far left voting and you're going to have the far right voting. Okay? Now, they are even. There's an argument that there's a little more Republicans or a little more Democrats, but it's all about personality and rubbing bellies with the voter and telling the voter your true story and letting them feel comfortable in supporting you. The Democrats are energized. They're going to have all the money in the world. Aaron Ford's probably going to outspin the governor 2-1, maybe 3-1, because it's a targeted race. Okay. Then you have the right. So the left's going to go vote, and they're all going to vote for Aaron Ford. That I guarantee you. Okay. Some of the left are going to vote for me. That's the moderate lefts. I know who they are because I know my ducks are. I've lived here my whole life, and I know how many D's are going to vote. I know how many nonpartisans are going to vote. The right is energized, and they're going to go vote, but they're pissed off. So they're either going to sit at home and not vote, or they're going to vote none of the above. And we're going to lose the governor's race by 6 points, unless
Oh my.
the governor starts not listening to his crazy people who are only interested in their own pockets and listening to, and he can still save himself. And I'm going to talk nothing but positive about, because let me tell you something. Contrary
6 points? That's a lot, George.
well, look at the math. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. Look, you just sat here and told me, and you know the same people I know. You know how many people are apoplectic about this special session. And people don't forget stuff. You know what they call Republicans and elephants? Elephants, because elephants never forget.
Mm-hmm.
And elephants believe they have. See, this is
So why is the Democrats a donkey?
because they're asses.
Oh, thanks for clearing that up.
Well, you asked. Look, I only care about taxpayers. I only care about friends and people in the neighborhoods. There's nothing these guys can try to manipulate the way I think or talk me into doing something crazy. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go up there, and I'm a pretty gifted guy when it comes to the bully pulpit. And I'm going to name names and point people out and embarrass the crap out of them and say, this person won't, I'm going to submit a bill. Okay. You asked about a BDR. So I talked to some friends of mine that are pretty smart, and we have term limits. You guys know that, right? We don't have federal term limits, but we have state term limits,
Which are?
which are you can only serve 12 years. And they're constitutional. They've gone through court and everything. Well, guess what? I'm going to submit a bill that will get a hearing, because I will make so much noise that they'll have no choice but to give it a hearing, because I'll hold my own hearings if they don't give it a hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And that bill is going to be to say that Stephanie Phillips can be up here in this legislative session, and she can lobby in this legislative session. But then she can't lobby. She has to skip a session and go to wait for the next session. And in that time, you cannot communicate. You can't be involved. You can't call people on the telephone. And they're going to say that it's not legal and it's not constitutional. And I'm going to say we have a state law that limits these people to be elected only for 12 years. What we have done is we've allowed for lobbyists and consultants to have way too much influence and way too much power over the system. And that's why you end up with all this bag of shit. And I'm going to put some adult supervision to the process, and I'm going to work with people. I love you guys know me. You know me. I'm big and jolly like Santa Claus.
Are you the only one in that race on the Republican side?
Oh no, history is pretty good. In the last 2-3 election cycles, I believe each time they've had between 4 and 6 people.
So who else is in? I've never heard of it.
There's a guy named Joe Locatelli who says he's going to run. Phenomenally nice guy. I like him. Then there's a guy named Laz Chavez who says that he's the governor's guy. He's an ex-cop. Very nice guy. I had coffee with him. I really like him. I really do. And it's okay, because they're not going to beat me. No one's going to outwork me.
So there's 3 so far?
So far.
On the Republican
and
side.
there'll be a woman or two.
And Don Darrow is running again.
And Don Darrow's running again. And Don Darrow will have a primary this time.
Well, isn't she the one that was running that committee when they locked the lieutenant governor out of the chambers?
She's the one
She's the one
who organized all of it.
Right.
So Stavros Anthony, like me, believes that males shouldn't participate in female sports. And on the last day of the legislature, Don Darrow Loop cooked up a plan to change the rules, and they locked the door so he couldn't get in.
Isn't that mutiny?
No, it's
treason.
It's definitely it's
Shouldn't
treason.
that have been censured? Shouldn't she have been censured?
How's she going to be censured or censured? They control. The Democrats would never allow it to happen. They control the agenda. When you don't have ducks, when you don't have ducks in the pond, and you don't have ducks pushing buttons for you and electing you, then the other group gets to run everything. That's the least of the repugnance. They wouldn't give hearings to a Republican's bill, and it was a great bill.
Yeah.
Then they would steal the Republican's bill and put their name on it.
Yeah, make it
Couldn't
their
they
own.
bring that up against her in the ethics commission or something? Because what she did is illegal.
Because the Democrats are probably running the ethics commission.
I mean, what she did is illegal. It's like a bad judge going in front of judicial discipline commission,
well,
right?
Listen, it is what it is.
We got to police our own neighborhoods. How are we going to do that?
You just said it. We got to elect more of me. We got to elect more conservative Republicans.
More Georges.
More Georges. Look, I'll tell you something. You guys make fun of me, but George Foreman had it right. George Foreman named every one of his kids George. Okay? If we had more Georges in this world, it would be a better world. All right, let me go to a different subject, and so people out here don't think that I'm just this crazy guy that talks about issues and that I am human, because I'm human. You see, this is my logo. Everybody see this? Is that cool? So this is the Las Vegas, basically the Welcome to Las Vegas sign. And it's my logo. And some people go, wow, you're just using that sign. Well, I use that sign because of the history of the sign. Okay? So
Is that sign in your district, by the way?
That sign's not in my district. That sign's on the Strip.
I know. I figured Senate district might.
So that sign. So a couple things. The history of the sign, which is a great history. I don't know if you guys know.
Why
the history.
wouldn't people like this?
No. They don't like the fact that I'm using the Welcome to Las Vegas logo, and it's only liberal Democrats.
I think it's great.
It is great.
I like it.
So there's two things. The history of the sign. Okay. Sig Rogage's father. Do you all know Sig Rogage? Mm-hmm. Sig Rogage's father, Ted Rogage, back in the late 50s, early 60s, thought that the city needed a cool thing that could be known worldwide. So he went to Harley Harmon, who was a county commissioner. They had to believe it or not, back then you couldn't do anything in town unless the mob approved it. So they had to go to the mob guys to get it approved. That sign cost $4,000.
Wow. And
Sig Rogage's father was the brains behind that sign. A lady named Betty Willis gets all the credit because she was the designer of the sign. And there were like 4 or 5 different designs. I will tell you what I tell everybody. Okay? Ted dreamed it. Betty designed it. That's it. It's not a gift from her. She didn't own it. That sign has always been owned by taxpayers. They paid $4,000, I think, in 1959.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. So
now look at it.
That's the history of the sign. So what's my history of the sign? Why would I use that sign for a logo? So my father was, I say, very famous because you all love your dad. My dad was a newscaster here. His name was Mal Harris. And he was a newscaster here since we got here in 1961. I was born in El Paso, Texas, 2 weeks after we moved here. And my dad was at Channel 3. My dad was a newscaster for all those years. And I want to say I was 11 or 12, and my dad got me a summer job at Louis Prima's Fairway to the Stars golf course out on what street? Warm Springs Road. And I was a caddy. I cleaned, I swept, I did everything. One Saturday, I caddied for this cat named Robert Goulet. I don't know if you know him, but he was a big singer. And that cat could drink bourbon like Kool-Aid. And we went, and on the 18th hole, we came up, and his manager came out and said, "Hey, Bob, Elvis is at the Las Vegas sign. Now, I've loved Elvis my whole life. My mom used to play Elvis records in the house. And Mr. Goulet said, okay, son, we're done. Why don't you come in and have lunch with us? I said, oh, Mr. Goulet, I got to go see my dad. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now, this is way back in the Wayback Machine. He gave me a $5 bill. That was like $100.
Mm-hmm.
I was, and I'm like, I think I'm 12. I ran around the back, ran around to the where the shed was. I got my friend Billy and I said, dude, Elvis Presley's at the Las Vegas sign. Let's get on our bikes and go. We boogie down Warm Springs Road. We take a left on Las Vegas Boulevard and we pedal our asses down to the Las Vegas sign. And we get there and there's trucks and there's tons of crap all around the sign, right? And there's a big dude. And he goes, where are you boys going? I said, I'm going to meet Elvis. No, you're not. You're not going anywhere near. You can't be here. You got to leave, blah, 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 blah. And I said, come on, dude, I want to meet Elvis, please. No, you got to leave. As we're turning around our bikes, going away crying and shit, guess who pulls up?
Elvis.
No.
Oh.
Robert Goulet.
Robert Goulet.
Oh.
And looks at me and says, hey, kid, now I know why you didn't want to go to lunch. I said,
Aw.
Mr. Goulet, I really want to meet Elvis. Please. All right, come with me, boys. And then the guard said, no, they can't go. And he goes, they're with me. And he went up and I could see Elvis like 10 feet away.
Aw.
And he brought Elvis over and we got to meet, shake his hand. How you doing? Thank you very much.
Did
And
you get to have a picture?
Someone did take a picture and I know my mom had the picture. So yeah, there was a picture. I was just so enthralled to meet Elvis. I didn't give a rat's.
Yeah.
And then he goes, boys, I got to go back there taking these pictures for, cause I'm opening up at the Hilton and I'll tell Mr. Goulet and you guys will all get tickets and you all come. Well, my dad was Mal Harris. We were going anyways because he was a TV guy. So we got to sit up front.
Aw.
So we left and I ran home. Oh, Mom, I got to meet Elvis. She didn't believe me and I told her, I explained the whole thing to her. And so that's my history with the sign. And that's why I'm using the sign for a logo. So everybody out there in Facebook land and on YouTube land, now you know I'm humanized. So
I like it.
So
I do too.
it was good. It's a good story and it allows people to go, hey, you know what? This is the kind of guy I would like representing me. It's the kind of guy I think that we should have in office. I hope. And now there's going to be they're going to come after me because I'm
You owe them money?
Why? Because you're calling him out?
No, that, and I'm controversial, and I've done some things, and
No,
What
not
kind
you,
of things
George.
have you done?
oh, tons of crazy things.
You're
I
not
go like this,
controversial at all.
and I would look at the list, and I'd say, I did that. I did that. Oh, I did that. I definitely did that. Ooh, I wanted to do that. I never did that.
But they said
So-
you did it.
Yeah, but they said I did.
Okay, so clear this up. We were talking about this before the show. Clear it up for everybody. You did not own the Ahern. You don't own the Ahern. You don't work there anymore.
I don't know.
All good, right?
I don't know where so first of all, Don Ahern is like my older brother.
And he's your friend.
I know. I just had lunch and coffee with him.
Okay.
I've known him for 47 years. His father was my mentor. I love the guy. I was the CEO of the Ahern. Okay. I'm 64 years old. I didn't want to babysit anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you wanted to run for office, so you need to.
Actually, that's not true. I'll tell you how the office thing happened.
Okay.
I had no desire. And right now, I don't have any desire to run for office. So I don't.
You just doing
You
it.
just announced it.
I don't. So I went to him and said, listen, I'm done. I just don't want to do this anymore. Are you abandoning me? And he was angry for, I don't know, probably 3-4 weeks. And that's his prerogative. But we love each other. He told me the other day, he goes, I love you, man. I said, I love you too.
Is he going to back you?
Yeah, he told me he was.
Okay.
And I'm doing okay in the fundraising.
That's a lot of dollars behind you.
Well, there's a lot more.
He's got a few pennies to his name.
And I know every rich guy in Nevada, and I know every rich guy. I know at least a third of the rich guys in the country. I'm not having a problem raising money. Okay, I'm not taking money from any kind of lobbyist. I won't do it. I don't need to do it. And you asked me, I'm running. Okay, so here's what happened. I retired. Because I had medical issues, and I retired. And then, you're sitting at home and everything's great. And, your wife looks at you and says, what are you doing? I said, you had my hands down my pants watching the TV and having a good old time.
Trying to make sure it's there, huh?
Yeah. And I'm sitting there and
64, you don't know.
See, that's right.
Right?
64, you don't know.
You got to
And
make
I'm sitting
sure.
there, yeah. Right. She goes, well, I'm not having as much fun in your retirement as you are. I go, what does that mean? She goes, well, my wife's a real estate agent and a broker, and she works out of our house in her own office. She goes, you're a pain in my ass. You're driving me crazy, and I don't want you here.
Oh,
So at 8 o'clock in the morning, you leave and you can come back at 5. I don't care what you do. Go play poker. Go do this stuff, but get out. And then some
Come
people,
back at
I
I don't blame her.
so I told people, I said, I got kicked out of the house. It just in a joking way. And she did it in a loving, joking way. And a lot of my friends said, you should run for office. I go, why the hell would I want to do that? Why do I want to be, but I really had nothing to do and I love people. You know that. So I said, And then I get all these calls. And then I start looking at Mrs. Loop. And I'm going, this is a person who shouldn't be serving for anybody. And she's a puppet of a lot of people. But last time, she's the one who put it, the culinary union, my understanding, is going to do anything. She's going to have a primary because she introduced the room bill, the room bill, which would have changed the rules that you only had to clean your rooms every 3 days.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now, let me tell you how that, and why she did this, because she wanted to get in great with the hotel people, because the hotel guys are having a lot of problems. Some of them are $27 billion in debt. They've priced themselves out of the market. They've done some really dumb things, okay? And someone's saying, George, you can't say this because they're going to come after you. They were going to come after me anyways. Their lobbyists, Virginia Valentine, can't stand me. And you know what's nice? When you have the ability to say F you. So people say, oh, you got F you money. I have a ton of bazillion friends. So I say this to everybody. Am I a problem? Because to a lot of people, I'm a problem. Or am I a reality?
well, because you're outspoken and
Right.
you're unfiltered and you
And
say
I'm unfiltered. And I
you
say,
say whatever and you don't care.
and I don't care. And so am I a problem or
I
reality?
got TBI.
And some
Oh.
people say, oh, he's a problem, you're a problem. And I tell those people, I'm not a problem, I'm a reality, because I'm not going anywhere. And they can spend all the money they want because I have something they don't have. I have a secret weapon. And I know you guys know what this weapon is. I know how to write. And when they come after me and they lie, I'm just going to write and tell everybody in my district, here's what they said, here's what's not true. Don't listen to me. Don't take my word for it. Go to the Nevada Secretary of State's website. Look up a C&E report, which is a cash and expense report,
Campaigning.
a campaign and expense report, and look and see who gives Miss Dondera Loop all her money. It's these hotel guys that just told you all these horrible things about me, or it's this person who told. And I'll play that game every day, all day long. I'm going to get elected, and I'm going to change the landscape for the good for taxpayers, because I only care about taxpayers. I understand complicated issues, and I got friends of mine that own hundreds and hundreds of apartment buildings. Okay, and they're friends of mine, and they're not going to like, when I start discussing the structural problem with the ad valorem value computation. You're a realtor, you understand. So if you own a home, and the average person in Clark County, I think, pays $5,400 a year in property tax. So you own a home where's your house, Steve? Tell everybody.
Centennial.
Yeah, but what's the address so everybody knows, so they can come down.
Centennial.
So you own a home in Centennial, right? Do you know what the chances of the police coming to your house are in 10 years?
The police?
Coming to your home in 10 years on a call. Do you know what the chances are?
No.
Maybe once in 10 years. You know what the chances of the fire department coming to your house in a 10-year period is? 0 to 1. Do you know how many times the cops go to apartment buildings?
Well, all the time.
A day.
Yeah.
How many times do you think a day on average? Countywide.
Depends on what part of
400
town.
400, it's estimated 400 times a day. Okay? What about the fire department? 60 times a day. Okay?
Where are those numbers coming from? Where'd you get those numbers?
If you go to the beautiful girl and ask her, she goes,
Tilly.
Oh,
Tilly.
the
It's-
Tilly girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
All right.
estimated. And these are estimated numbers. Now, we know that's, even if it's not accurate, we know that they go to apartment buildings a bazillion times more than they go to regular
Well, because there's a
houses.
lot more people in those buildings.
There you go. Now, where's the structural defect in the ad valorem value computation? That's how they charge you property tax. Okay? So your house has how many people in it? 4. I'm going to say, okay, but I'm going to say 4. An apartment building,
You know somebody over at my house?
an apartment building,
You got one hiding in the back.
an apartment building, which you know, usually sits on 20 to 40 acres, usually has between 250 and 500 people living in it. Okay? Your property's worth $1 million. Steve's property is actually worth $4 million, but I'm trying to help him here. Your property's worth $1 million. They can only charge you the ad valorem value of $1 million. You know that. You're a real estate person. Okay? The apartment building's ad valorem value is probably $40 to $80 million. So they can only charge them the ad valorem value of $40 or $80 million. Well, guess what? How much? What's the ad valorem tax on $40, $80 million? $185,000? And I might be wrong. I'm not a mathematician. Yours is $5,000 because we know that's the average for the houses. But wait a minute. These guys use $3.5 million a year in services. Why is the taxpayer subsidizing all these big?
Should we even have property taxes?
Well, we need to figure out a way, and I don't have the answer
And
to
should
that.
senior citizens even have property taxes
Listen,
at all?
everybody, look, we have streets to pay for. We need cops. Look, we can't have anarchy. So I'm not experienced enough or have not been included or have access to budgets to look. I know about budgets because
What
I'm
about
a
taxes
nerd.
on marijuana sales
They tax
when we
marijuana
get to
sales
that?
like crazy.
when we get to that point?
They tax marijuana sales.
No, I'm saying if it's federally, legal, then it can go in the banks and all that stuff. What are they using the money for? Where's that going? Does
It
anyone
was
know?
supposed to go to schools, and I
Yeah,
don't
we
think
know
it
it's
goes to
supposed to,
schools.
but where's it going?
I think last year, the pot guys paid over $100 million statewide in taxes.
And where'd that go?
I don't have access to the budgets. If I had access to the budgets, because I'm good at that, because I'm a nerd.
Well, it's $1 billion industry here.
It's $1 billion, more than $1 billion. I think it's
Yeah.
$1.3 billion, and it could be $2 or $3 billion once if the president takes it off Schedule 1, which apparently that's what's going to happen tomorrow.
Really?
It's supposed to come off Schedule 1. So
I hope it does. That way it could open up the VA to give a lot of vets marijuana instead of opioids.
that's correct. And opioid, you know what people don't understand about opioids.
And thank
They're
you for your
terrible.
service, by the way.
No,
Yeah, I didn't know you were a veteran.
If
George.
you knew how much money I spent and pissed away, you wouldn't be thanking me. I had a great gig in the military, and it was fun. So I think that as long as we all start thinking about our kids and thinking about how we can make this world better for our children, I think we can resolve all these issues within 10 years. Because the only way to fix this problem is to get away from this horrific anger management thing that's going on right now, with the Democrats wanting to kill everybody, the Republicans, it's just crazy. I mean, I went to the Shepherd's Breakfast this morning. Now that's a Christian breakfast that they have once a month. And I'm going to give you both these. I said, because I get these off Amazon. I think it's great. I went around and handed these out, and I said,
You gave me one of these the other
put
day.
a little Jesus in your life, right? I'm
I
at
love
a
these.
religious breakfast,
I
okay?
love these.
And I went up to a lady and I said, hello, my name's George Harris. I'm running for state senate. And she goes, oh, how are you? That's nice. And I said, I'd like to give you a little gift. I said, put a little Jesus in your eye. Oh, sweetheart, you're loving. And I said, and then I gave her one of my casino chips. bet on George. I'm the best bet for taxpayers because I'm not owned by anybody. And I said, I'm running for office. She goes, are you a Republican or Democrat? I said, I'm a Republican, but I hate Republicans. I don't, get away from me.
Oh my.
And I said,
She needs some Jesus.
I said, oh my, that's what I said. I said,
Dang.
and I looked right at her and I said, ma'am, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. You know, we're at a religious breakfast, but this is how some people are. I prefer that we have, civility and we talk to each other. And look, there's people we all hate and you're not going to get along with.
Hate's a strong word.
Oh, no, there's some people I
God
hate.
says not to hate.
Well, God tells me all the time, don't hate him. And I said, God, I hate him because he's an
You
ass.
can't hate. Dislike, okay.
No.
Can't hate.
Mr. Harris, we're like way over.
Oh, are
Oh,
we?
we are?
Yeah.
Are
You
we done?
talk a lot. Oh my gosh, George, you talk a lot.
Oh. Well, I want to thank you guys for having me.
Well, thank you for
Hopefully,
Do you have any purple Jesuses?
I
'Cause
might have one here in my
I have the
pocket.
other colors. I don't have purple.
Hopefully, I have given you something. Hopefully, I wasn't boring, and that you guys got something out of it.
Well, Mr. Harris, Mark is going to zoom in on you.
Mark, he's never called me Mr. Harris.
And you could go ahead and say whatever you want to say. If you got a website or anything like that, or
I do.
me or whatever, you can plug all that.
Well, thank you. One, the first thing I want to say is I want to thank each of you, and I want you to have a happy holiday season. I want you to have a happy Hanukkah. I want you to have a Merry, Merry Christmas. If you'd like more information about me, my website, which is not great because I put it together, but you can go look at my issues on the website and read in depth what I stand for, and that is votegeorgeharris.com. Votegeorgeharris.com. And I want to thank both of you for having me. I really do appreciate you guys, and
Thank you.
I hope we can fix our state.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Ms. Phillips. Folks, that's George Harris, candidate for Nevada State Senate District number 8. And we hope that this show was informative. And we're going to be talking to Mr. Harris a lot through the campaign season. This is Steve Sanson, Stephanie Phillips for Veterans in Politics. Until next week.